Hey, what's up YouTube, Mario here, and today we're going to be going over some of the lab boss teams that I use. One of my guildies recommended that I make a video on this. I don't think I've ever made a video on this. I had planned to and I just kind of forgot. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So we have the fire boss here, and this is the team that I decided to use. I actually went with this Julie instead. So the idea with this team is that it can hopefully auto it. I don't recommend relying on this team to auto it. In fact, I don't rely on autoing any of the bosses except for the main boss. Not the mini bosses, the main boss. And we could go ahead and give it a try. If it works, I'll leave it in the video. If not, I'll show you the manual. But definitely manual it. It's a lot quicker, a lot safer. And you're not going to be wasting energy. So the idea here is he's going to go for the skill 2. Maybe clears the waves. If not, she clears it. In this wave, they got to try to get all their skills back. They're going to be taking some hits though, which is okay. The Minotaur might go for that skill and do that, which can be really annoying, making the run a little bit slower. But as long as nothing dies, we're okay. Alright, now we're at the boss stage. I'm going to go ahead and show you the boss turn order. So you definitely want to go for Rage first. That is the priority. If not, you're going to get wiped. Kind of the same thing with Violent. You want to try to get rid of Violent. Revenge is not the scariest of things, but I would still prioritize that over Will, and then the boss. So if you have the AoE skills, it makes this a lot easier. They're going to go ahead and nuke everything. Alright, so far it's working pretty well. We got a lot of dots on us though. They're going to start targeting the Rage. Right here would be ideal for them to just target the boss. So you might want to take off Will. It did end up working. Again, I wouldn't recommend autoing it. I would just manual it myself. It goes by a lot quicker, but it worked out in this run. Then we have the wind one. This was also trying to be an auto team. I recommend just manualing it. It's a lot quicker, a lot safer. Basically the same runes. This is my Shina for... Oh, actually this is the wrong Shina. This is my Shina for my MST. I think I could use the other one instead, but I think the Rogue outspeeds her. That might be the issue. No, looks good. Alright, so that might make the run a little bit easier. We're gonna have a triple fight set in there. Throw it on auto again. So she goes for the skill 2. You wipe it out. The problem is though, is if they don't clear those crystals on the right, something is gonna die. So in this case, the rogue dies. I think we're just gonna go ahead and leave it in and see if we can actually clear it. But if you have a unit that is fast and can take out those crystals, it'll be a lot easier. Again, that's why I recommend just manually it. You won't have to deal with any of these issues. And then here are the priorities. Again, Rage, you want to get rid of Rage as soon as possible. Then I put Will because you want to try to do as much damage as possible. Same thing with Shield. I think Shield might actually be second, then Will. And then I just skipped out on Destroy because it doesn't really do that much. You're not going to be in here forever. And then the boss is last. Okay, he didn't really do much damage. You can land the defense break and start doing some damage here. Okay, looking pretty good. Right here, again, we could have just targeted the boss and probably killed him. Destroy's not going to do much if you're killing him super fast. We land the defense break. We have the skill 3 up. And we killed the boss. It worked out without the rogue. He ended up dying. But if she derps on the first stage and you lose him in the first stage, then something is probably going to die in the second stage and the run is going to get a lot sketchier. The reason I like these two teams is that they're fairly free to play. There's nothing crazy here. This is fusion. This guy is probably the only thing that you gotta try to summon for, but the rest you can probably get pretty easily. I guess she is also something you have to summon for. But at this point in the game, a lot of you should have those units. And then same thing with this one. You can replace the Julie with something else. I just like having the Julie in there. Could maybe even use the water chicken. And then here are a lot of recommendations for the teams that you can try out. And then for the last mini boss, I actually ended up going with this team. It's not free to play, but it goes by pretty quickly. I'll show you it. And then what I would recommend if you want to try to build like an auto team is you definitely want to have a Chow in there. Chow is going to make the run a lot safer. I wouldn't really go with anything like this. This might work actually. I don't know how well the Tricara works without a Vertihil, but that might work. This one seems pretty interesting because as a Sonya, she's going to do a lot of damage. At least I would assume so. The Devolution is really nice too. So here are the runes. I just threw on my Leo set onto the Jameer, moving last. Then we have Chloe here on the Shina set. She's triple fight. This is my regular Bastet. Don't really use her that much. Here's my regular Lucian as well. And then my Katarina that I just upgraded, I think yesterday for this video. So let's go ahead and check it out. I like this team because, again, super quick. This one you for sure have to manual it though, because it's going to lose really quickly if you don't. So we clear the first wave. I'm going to go for a skill 2 here. We might have to take some damage here, but we should be fine. We're going to go for, just going to go for the skill 1. Could have almost killed 2 things. And we're going to go for that. So we're ready for the next time. And we're going to heal up a little bit here. Another skill 2. And we'll just go for the skill 2 to try to kill him quicker. Alright, we're at the boss. Now here is what I had before with some other team I was using. You want to prioritize the focus because the focus is super annoying, and then rage, and then the boss. I would typically never auto this one because this one can be really annoying to deal with unless you have Chow, and I wasn't using Chow for this. So we're going to skill 3 here and then do some damage here. 60 Gs, not bad. Go on the defense break. Skill 2. Unfortunately, we don't have his reset. Oh, okay, I guess we procced into it. It's gonna make it a lot easier. And yeah, that's it for this run. Super quick. Pretty safe as well if you're manually it. I keep emphasizing manually it because it's just super important. And then for the last team, we're gonna actually auto the boss. I typically auto it when there are 2 minis down. Then it's pretty safe to do it on hell. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put it on auto and just sit back and watch it happen. It does take a while, and I know some people like to use a different team. I know some people like to use the team with Feng Yan and Perna. I don't think I've ever tried it out. I might try it out next time. But for the most part, this one works really well because we have the damage from the Theo and we have some damage from the Tyrannus. We have 2 Rezzers. The Feng Yan and Perna one's pretty nice though because you cover basically all 3 elements. With this one, you do cover all 3 elements with Theo, but you have 2 damage dealers in that one. This one, I guess you have somewhat 2 damage dealers. The Tyrannus does a decent amount of damage, nothing crazy though. Oh, one thing that I do want to point out is that I find it really important to have a defense buff and a shield for this. It makes it a lot safer. And then I used to use, I think, anti-crit as well on one of the teams, and that kind of helped out a little bit. Not a crazy amount, but that helped out. The shield is definitely something you want to have though. So you could use Wusa. I know some people like to use Emily. I like to use Bastet so that we can get the defense break and the skill 2 and the heal blocks. Well, the heal blocks doesn't do much, but the glancing, the attack break, she does a lot for the team. But yeah, it takes a while, so just go ahead and sit back, relax, and watch the team work. And then for the auto, I like to focus the right arm first, then the left arm. I think the right arm is the scary one. I haven't really paid attention to it in like 3 years, honestly. But if I remember correctly, the right arm is the scarier one. And then you focus the left, and yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, you're probably wondering why my Theo's crit rate is so low. It's because I use him in Siege. He was used for my Gapsu Perna defense, and I was using his 24% lead. That way I can get him to 100. But in this case, it's not going to get him to 100, so I do recommend getting higher crit rate on him. That way you can crit and do the damage that you need to do. Alright, there we go. The boss is down. It was a lot easier because all 3 minis are gone already. But yeah, this is typically how it goes. It is a little bit harder when it's only 2 of them. I haven't tried it when there's only 1. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you're new to the channel, maybe consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing, as it really helps my channel out. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.